Hi, welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful week and you're ready for another meeting today. I've got company, as you can see. um, I've got my husband as well in the background. and here I am for another meeting. Today, we are going to talk about something that affects a lot of us, not only translators, but a lot of business people, which is the so called imposter syndrome. And what is it? So that's what we are going to explore today. What is it? Um, and how can we fight it, or how we can erase it from our lives? So grab your coffee or tea, come in. The meeting is about to start. And I now declare the meeting open. So let's talk about imposter syndrome. I'm sure that regardless of the industry or the job that you do, you already heard of it and maybe you have already experienced it. I'm sure I did. I know I did. And I know a lot of people, I know a lot of translators do this, feel it, and it's one of the things that a lot of colleagues report that happens to them. It's this imposter syndrome. And how can we get rid of this? Because it's not positive for us, it's not positive for our business, and obviously it's not positive for our mental health. So let's talk about this and try to explain it a little bit and maybe find some ways of fighting it. For example, first let's start with what is it? What is the imposter syndrome? Well, the imposter syndrome is that internal dialogue, is that internal voice that is constantly telling you you are not good enough, you're not experienced enough, you are not capable enough, etc., etc. Is that negative dialogue that you have, that voice, that internal voice that always tries to single out all the aspects of your life that you may not be so good or you may have difficulty with or something like that. And this may sound like a silly thing, but this may affect your life in so many ways and even more ways than you even thought possible. Because it's an internal dialogue that keeps on bringing you down, keeps on bringing these negative thoughts, and in the end, you end up going in that spiral of negativity and you just go down and down and down, and that's not good. You need to fight it. You need to break that cycle, break that voice, break that internal dialogue and change it. Change your internal dialogue. And how can we do that? First of all, the first step I would say is to block that internal dialogue. When you start coming with those negative thoughts, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I cannot accept this job because I'm not good enough for it, you block it off and you analyze, well, am I really qualified for this job? If I am qualified for this job, well, yeah, I am good enough for this job and I'm going to do it. You have to stretch yourself. You have to go out of your comfort zone. I said this a million times. I've wrote articles about it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you always have to be out of your comfort zone, because if you are in the comfort, then you cannot be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs are always stretching themselves to the limits. You need to block all this negativity. Another thing is surround yourself with positive people, with people that brings you up, people that will value for what you do, people that actually recognize the good things that you do and value what you do. Because that's very important. If you live in a positive environment, if you live with people that are actually there for you and actually um, bring you up and let you know how important you are, and that what you do is amazing, and etc., etc., that will help you boost your confidence and also realize that, yeah, you are good enough. Yeah, you are fantastic the way you are. Because perfection doesn't exist. I, for one, believe that perfection does not exist, and we learn until the day we die. So we are always trying to improve ourselves. So that means we're never good enough. If we want to be a little, um, how would I say, a little bit extreme on this, that would be the case. We're never good enough then if we're going to see it on this perspective, because there's always something that we are not very good. So yeah, there's always something we are improving. Recognize all the good that you do, and that's the main thing. Look at everything that you do and recognize the great things that you do. For example, when you uh, just deliver a project, look at that project and see how good that project was, how much fun it was to complete, and the value that you are going to add to your client, how you're going to help them. For example, if it's an application, a certified translation that is going to be a part of an application to a government, and that person achieves a visa or a contract or whatever they are trying to achieve with this foreign government, see how great it is that due to your work and because you've done your work, that person was able to communicate with that particular foreign government and achieve their goal of getting their applications approved. Or if you work in, for example, marketing or something, and you are translating, let's say, a press release or a brochure or a website, and that client is able to expand their company to another country, to another culture, and with that grow and achieve more clients. See how good your work was, and it was due to your work that your client achieved those goals. So that's the good things that you do. Focus on that rather than the things that you are not so good. Of course, you always have to be aware of the things that you may not be so good so you can improve them. But give main focus to the ones that you do good. And that's the main thing. If you focus on the positives, you attract the positives. My mistakes, and I've done some, and I must admit I was one of the persons that was so guilty of imposter syndrome. I've lived with myself, putting myself down and never believing in myself and things like that. And I think sometimes that comes with your cultural baggage and your infancy and things like that. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. As I said, go out of your comfort zone. Do things that you would never expected you would do. That's how it is. Not venturing and not talking to colleagues, it's one of the things that a lot of us do in the beginning, for example, and that's very bad. Venture out, talk to colleagues, express yourself, and you'll see that all those things will come back to you. And don't listen to negative voices. Don't listen to negative comments about the way you run your business, the way you run your life, all those things that sometimes are not well intended. They are just there to put you down. And if you just block those comments off, if you just ignore the people that are there just to put you down, then you will focus on the positives, and I'm sure you will get rid of that imposter syndrome. And that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you liked this meeting today. If you are now struggling a bit with imposter syndrome, I hope I could give you some clues on how to fight this, because it's something that it's truly annoying and it can really set you back. I hope you really enjoyed this meeting. I now declare the meeting closed. If you have any experiences you would like to share with us, please feel free to do so. Um, Before I go, put a like on the video, um, the whole thing, the algorithm, the YouTube thing, and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of every meeting every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye.